Hello everybody, hola. If you are a Spanish speaker, this video is for you. Today, I'm talking about the challenges that Spanish speakers face in the PTE. Let's get started. First of all, I would love to introduce PTE or talk a little bit about PTE if you are a first-time test taker. PTE is an English test recognized in Australia for all sorts of visas, whether it was a student visa, partner visa, immigration, or whatever. It has got 4 sections like IELTS: speaking, listening, writing, and reading, and in total we have 20 tasks. There's another task which is unscored, the introduction task. There's a fully digital test, It's a fully digital test, and the score is released by the computer. Usually the score comes out in 1 to 5 business days, and I have to say that the speaking section is the most challenging for most test takers. Why is the speaking section challenging? Well, simply because you are not speaking to a human. The computer is programmed in a way that it only understands that 1 plus 1 equals 2. And we simply have to make the computer happy. And there should be a recipe that we follow to make the computer happy. What is this recipe? Here we go. So, as a Spanish speaker or any speaker from any background, when you speak, you must satisfy the computer that your speech is clear and accurate, fluent and smooth, and speaking at a proper pitch and tone. In today's video, and especially for Spanish speakers, I will concentrate on the clarity of the speech. And why do some Spanish speakers could face some speaking issues when it comes to the clarity of the content they are speaking? Well, let's have a look at the clarity and the accuracy of the speech. There are some mistakes that I did talk about them, and if those mistakes are fixed, trust me, the PTE score in speaking will be on fire, and if you get a higher speaking score, your listening and reading scores will be boosted. So what are those mistakes that you are facing or you are making when it comes to the speaking section? And this is very, very customized to the Spanish speakers, although other nationalities or backgrounds could have some similar mistakes. Let's start with the first mistake, which is the most common amongst my students, especially those from a Spanish background. Dropping consonants at the end of the words. Like the sounds, or let's make it simple, let's say the letters, okay? So the letters T, S, M, and N, those consonant letters or consonant sounds, are often dropped by Spanish speakers. Why? Because in the Spanish language, it is very unlikely to have a word ending with a consonant cluster with more than one consonant. Like, you can't find a word ending with XT, very unlikely, or ND, or the sound K, D, okay? So if we are talking about this word, the word text, too many Spanish speakers could say it as text, so they drop the T. Where's the T? The T is gone. And this is a content error, and the computer will penalize you for this. Or the word mind, you could end up saying it as mine. Why? Because you are dropping the last sound, which is the D or the letter D. Okay? So this is one of the very common issues that you might have. Now, is that dangerous? Very dangerous. Imagine this sentence. Let's assume that you've got this sentence in your read aloud. Okay? And you have this issue and you end up dropping every single consonant at the end of the words. So you could end up, instead of saying understanding, you could say understanding. So the G is gone. Text, you could say text. Unfold, you could say unfold. Scientist, you could say scientist. Even here, left, you could say left. Okay? Shelf, you could say shell. So how many content errors we've got here in one sentence? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mistakes. So imagine in every read aloud, just because of one issue, you make 6 mistakes. the content score is gone, and trust me, your reading and speaking scores will go all the way down if it was a read aloud task. So as a Spanish speaker, you have to be aware about the importance of the consonant at the end of the words, and they have to be produced. So the issue here is that if I ask you to read the words individually, like if I just say read the word mind, you could say it right, mind, mind. But in the context, like when you have a full sentence of a full text, you could end up dropping that sound and being penalized. So this is one of the issues that must be fixed. I would say the solution is by being aware of this mistake, and I highly suggest you make a list of words that end with a consonant cluster, 2 consonants or more, and practice them on a daily basis, like just practice the words on a daily basis. Then you can uplift the challenge and start reading sentences like those, the one I make here. And when you are doing read aloud, record your voice, then listen to your recording and compare it to the text and see if you make any of those mistakes here. Okay? So that's one of the first issues that you have to avoid. The other issue Spanish speakers could struggle with is the letter or the sound M. Okay, the letter M or the sound M. You could end up saying N or the letter N instead. Because in Spanish language, again, the letter M never appears at the end of the words. Like you would never find, like I would say this, like it's very unlikely to find a word ending with M or the letter M. So some speakers, instead of saying claim, you could say claim. Can you see the difference in the position of the mouth when I say claim and claim? So the lips are not touching each other when I say this sound, but the lips are touching each other when I say claim. Some, you could say sun. Beam, bean. Okay? So this is an issue that you have to fix. The solution starts with the awareness. You have to be aware of this. And mainly it is about the position of the lips. Okay? So when you are producing the sound or the letter M, the lips will be closed. Okay? And the tongue is not touching the upper palate. Okay? Because it's a nasal voice. You can keep your tongue at the lower palate or lower jaw, or just don't touch the upper palate, okay? And you can use a mirror if needed. Alright, another issue, this issue is a casual mistake, I would say. The sound Z, or like the Z, becomes S, yeah? In Spanish, the Z sound doesn't exist. Sorry, I should have made it silent. Okay. So the sound Z doesn't exist, so they end up replacing this sound by the S sound, or the S, okay? And the issue is that if you have a lot of words with S and Z, you end up with a speech that has got a lot of sounds, and this will affect the clarity and jeopardize your content score. Especially if we have got the S in the middle of the word and preceded by a vowel sound. Like here, this word. So this word, although I have S in the middle, I don't say husband. It ends up as husband, so it sounds like a Z. And here is the issue. Spanish is a phonetic language, which means there is a direct and straightforward relationship between the spelling and the pronunciation. Whatever we spell, we pronounce. English is not a phonetic language, which means there is no direct relationship or significant relationship between the spelling and the pronunciation. Because the spelling here in English is S, but the pronunciation is Z or Z. Or here, we don't say reason. Too many Spanish speakers could end up saying reason. It is reason, season, passes, packages, logs, tubes, beds, okay? So this is one of the issues that you have to worry about. The other issue is related to the long and the short vowel sounds. Here, take a look. There is a big difference between saying seat and sit. Seat is a noun. Sit is a verb. Okay? Seat, sit. Seat is longer than sit, or sheep, ship. Each, rich. Wheel, will. So you have to differentiate between the long vowel sound and the short vowel sound. Very simple. Just make sure you go longer with the vowel sound when it's a long sound. Now you could ask for a rule. Unfortunately, because it's a phonetic language, there is no fixed rule. But I would say in too many cases when you have two vowel sounds, similar or different, in too many cases the sound would be long. Yeah? Heat, hit. Here, take a look at this one. This one is not only a long sound, it is a long sound with accent. When we say a, like wait, don't say wet, or whale. It's a long sound with accent, like when you say oi in boy, or ow in house, a in whale. So there's a big difference between saying whale and well. And if you take a look at this sentence, if this sentence you don't say it right, if you have an issue here, you could say please take. Please take. It is not take, it is take. Take. It's along with accent. Please take a seat. It's not please take a sit. And wait. Wait. It's not wet. For the next main, not men. Sail, not sell. So please take a seat and wait for the next main sail. Say it after me. Please take a seat and wait for the next main sail. And so on. Another issue here, this is a very popular mistake. The sound v turns into b, like the V turns into B. So it is vest, not best. Take a look at the position of the teeth and the lips. It is vest, vest, not best. Very, not berry. Vote, not boat. Okay? The solution is very simple. When you are producing this sound, the v, you just have to use your top teeth touching the bottom lip and let the air go through. Okay? You can get rid of the upper lip. You can just take it out of order. You can lift it by your finger and just say v, v, v. Don't do it this way because you end up saying the letter B or the sound B. Best. No, it is vest. Okay? This one would take you up to 10 days to fix it. Firstly, you could fix the words individually, and later you will get it in the context. What else? This one is an issue in general English, but I wouldn't say it could create a big issue in PTE. But let's talk about it. It is about the Spanish R, and the English R. So in Spanish, the sound R is very strong, okay? So red, right, run, okay? So the Spanish R or R is often strong, while English is light. I would say if you want to fix it, but not for the purpose of PTE or PTE purposes, because still you're going to get good score even if you have the Spanish R. If you want to fix it, make sure the tongue is not touching the upper palate, or if you want to touch it, just let it touch it very smoothly. Right, red, run. Okay, this is one of the biggest issues that I would love you to fix. Adding for the words starting with ST or SP or SK, okay, or SM. Because in Spanish you would never find a word starting with a consonant cluster without having before this consonant cluster. So that's why Spanish speakers, or some of them, could say for the street, street, because the lovely Spanish language, by the way, I'm learning this language right now because I'm falling in love. with this language. So in Spanish, the ST wouldn't come on its own at the beginning of the word. It must be preceded by E. That's why they say Español. Yeah? Español. So the word street could sound as street. Strange is strange. Skill is skill. Start is start. School is school. Stay is stay. Staff is staff. So just imagine you've got those couple of words and you read aloud or in the retail lecture and you end up changing them because of adding the eh before or the e, you'll be in a very bad situation. Solution? Very simple. Start the s sound. Because take a look, guys, here. I need you to pay attention. I'm gonna do all the words together. Because when you're starting saying street, if you put your hands here on your vocal cords and you say you feel vibration. Okay, why? Because you are starting the letter S and T by pushing your vocal cords up, like just using your vocal cords. You are vibrating the vocal cords and saying is street, and this is wrong. You don't have to use the vocal cords from here. No vibration should be here. You just need to start from the S sound. Okay, so start from the S sound. Start from your mouth. Don't start from here. Don't say don't say is. It is just from here. You feel it from here using your tongue and your teeth, yeah? What you could do is start doing the sound, only the sound. Start saying street, yeah? Strange, okay? You can exaggerate it at this stage until you get the sound properly, okay? So keep in mind, this is something we have to avoid. Don't start from here, start from here. How? Do the sounds 3 times, produce it for 3 times individually, then assimilate it with the word stay, staff, and so on. What else we have? Yeah, this word. The TH or the becomes as T or D, okay? Because the TH sound is not popular in this Spanish dialogue. A word like thank could end up as tank, 3 as 3, theory as a theory, thing as think. What is the solution? Very simple. It's related to the position of the tongue. When you are looking at this sound, the right sound, TH, you're gonna open your mouth and push your tongue through just a little bit. So the tongue has to be between the teeth, the upper and the lower one, yeah? And the tongue is not completely relaxed. There could be a tension to the upper teeth, yeah? You can just lean it or just push it a little bit upward. And start blowing the air out to produce the sound. Make sure you use the tongue and the teeth when you are producing this sound. You can start doing this sound individually. Thank, 3, and so on. It could take 3 to 4 weeks to fix it, but rest assured it will be fixed if you're practicing consistently. What else? This one, yeah, cheap and sheep, choose and choose. The CH sounds as if you're saying the TSH together, okay? Just make sure this is sorted out as well. Yeah, this one is very important. Sometimes you guys end up adding extra syllables for most words ending with ed. Like this one is not worked, it is worked. There is no extra syllable. When I say there is no extra syllable, it means there is no vowel sound between the K and the T, yeah? Worked. And the ed sounds like t. You would ask me, okay, what is the rule here? Probably because the K here is an aspirated sound, k. So I can't move from k to d. It's very hard. So I'm gonna link it together and just keep everything aspirated from the k to the t. So that's why I say worked, or walked. Here it still sounds as D, advanced, but there is no syllable. I can't say advanced. advanced. No, it's wrong. Yeah, there is no syllable. Or allowed, it's allowed. Smashed, it's not smashed. Alright, so yes, this is what I wanted guys to talk about when it comes to the content clarity. Here we have other aspects related to word stress and sentence level stress. I probably can work on it later. I hope you enjoyed the video. Start working on those issues. You can replay the video more than once, and hopefully in 1 month you will feel the difference. Thank you. Actually, no, in Spanish. Muchas gracias. Bye.